Right, let's get down to business. Now, I have been collecting things that are somewhat whimsy inspired, animals, all those sorts of things throughout my entire life, and they pop up all over my house. And things like this little crocheted creature that lives in a teacup in my bedroom. Little quirky little things that are very, very simple but very cute. My nickname is Bambi from my now fiance. Hey, check it out. And so I collect deers and quirky little animals and stuff like that. I have things that I buy randomly because they have little details that make them speak to me. So I collect all these weird and wonderful things because they inspire me. These little characters that I started creating inspire me. And I've learned that the more simple the lines, the more expressive you can make them. The more complicated you make them, the less they have to say. So this is a new edition. I bought this little notebook yesterday. Because dude, it's the cutest thing ever. So that's just a plain little notebook. A girlfriend of mine brought this back from Japan for me. And it's filled with like cute little drawings all throughout the book. And I haven't used it yet because I love it so much that I don't want to wreck it. Like, how could you not fall in love with stuff like this? So we're going to start learning how to create things that are simple and expressive with just a few lines. So we're going to be looking at making a few basic characters and learning where your style is and making them, giving them houses, giving them someone to live. With a few lines and a little bit of color, you can make some very sad but very beautiful things. And that's what it's all about. It's about keeping that innocence alive. I have a couple in this journal here. I have an elephant. I have a simple little giraffe. They're all these little things. But these were older ones before I started getting into the nupulas. But I've been drawing animal creatures for a very, very long time and didn't even know that it was something that I was so passionate about until I started drawing them a lot. And they were coming up in my journal spreads and they were coming up everywhere, like spare pieces of paper, you know, you just doodle things randomly. I was making them in my everyday life and not even knowing about it. So it wasn't until Christy started pointing out that I had all these little quirky little things popping up in my work all the time. That woman teaches me a lot more about myself than I give her credit for. So what we are going to do today is we're going to start simple because that's where we're going. And I was going to do a whole heap of heads for you guys and put them in a PDF and let you go for gold. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make it easy for you because these guys are already very, very easy. So you don't need that much help. So we're going to start by drawing heads. All different shaped heads. They don't have to be perfect. They can be any shape you like. These are the ones that I quickly drew. So I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to do that. So think about tilting them and making them a little elongated. The imperfection is what makes them who they are. If everything was perfect, they're going to be boring. They're going to look like everyone else's stuff that is picture perfect, every line's in the right place, and we're not about that. We're about imperfect gems. So, once you've got your little faces going, I'm going to show you simple lines make cute little faces. They are very simple. They don't take much time at all. And you guys can do these. Everyone can do these. The more you break it down, the more soulful they become, the more sad and beautiful they become. So I am going to show you guys here. I'm using the webcam in my laptop, so I'm trying to make this easier for you guys, which probably won't work because I'm left-handed and a bit special. So let me tilt this down a little bit. So you've got a face here. You're going to make it here, 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 and here. They are so very, very simple. You make little lines. You can give them little eyebrows if you want. And you've got a face. You've got a starting of a face. Now these are what I start drawing to get me in the mood to draw bigger, more elaborate looking creatures. So you can give them little ears. You can give them a patch. It is not hard to just draw a heap of faces and basically go for broke. So I'm going to let you guys see. Where are we? Can we see? Yeah. It's all how you tilt those lines in the position that you put them. And before you know it, you have this little expressive face with not much lines, not much ink, and they start having a story all of their own. So you could give them little ears up here. You give them a nose. Let's see, down here. It's very hard upside down, guys. Before you know it, you start adding a little collar on. And bodies. Bodies are very simple. They're just like a, draw a quick one here for you. The less lines you draw, the more they have, the more soul they have. That's what I found out. How, like, sometimes I've gone out of my way and made them really elaborate. But then I'll go and look at one that's taken me 2 seconds to draw with hardly any lines, and it's got a history already. So we make a little face, and you've got a body, and they're basically a rectangle. Where are we? Here we are. Couple of lines. I like to do little flyaway arms, I call them. And give her a little, I always seem to give my little characters collars, little white collars for some reason, and I don't know why. And I'm not used to drawing these in big chunky texture, that's for sure. So this is a bit of a learning curve for me as well. with a couple of lines, and you have this cute little creature that you can colour in and give life to them. So I'm going to show you a few of the creatures in my journal once I get to it under this giant pile of stuff. Okay. Oh, don't fall. Wait. Okay. You make them simple and they come to life. That's how they work. And I'm gonna do the basics like that there. We're going to do simple lines, and next week we're going to go into colouring. Kirsty said I could stretch my videos out forever on these beautiful little things, but I think they are so simple that you guys wouldn't need. Gosh, they're hiding. Cheeky minxes. Where are they all? Oh, here's some. See? One of my favorites, and so very simple. Very light shading. You guys have been doing shading on your faces and your portrait classes for a long time now. You're going to implement the same sort of shading that you already do on normal portraits into these little guys. It works the same. The light source from certain points. Oh, my little lamb. I will keep you warm. These guys have barely any lines, and they are some of my favorite things that I've done ever. Just playing with lines, and then you get more and more involved, like the little tiger up there and the bird, and I have like a gigantic purple rabbit. These guys here, you can do sad little flowers. My little Red Riding Hood alien. You keep drawing them and they evolve. There's a little one hiding down in here. They come out of nowhere. There's a couple here. Oh, nope, wrong way. Come on down, I'll look out this camera. And down here. They emote so much, and yet there are so little of them to speak of, basically. And that's what I love about them. I can create these little characters in 10 minutes, and I will fall in love with them. Each and every one of them I will fall in love with in my own little way. There's a cat down the side. Oh, and one down there. They're everywhere. When I don't know what to do or what needs to go on the page, before I know it, I'm creating these little characters that make my heart boom, basically. I have a saying with my partner John. I said, you make my heart confetti boom. And she's one of my favorites. I think I drew her on a sad day. But she makes me smile whenever I turn the page and I find her. And this is another one. So, get your pens out, get your paper out, and start drawing those heads. All different shapes. You'll notice that different shapes will work with different things. And get those simple face lines in. Don't get bogged down. Keep drawing them. Keep trying. Keep it simple. And you will get there. Okay, I'm going to draw a few more of these, and I'm going to put them up in the Art Geeks group so you can see some examples. Obviously, these aren't my best because I'm holding a piece of paper and being a bit of a retard. So, try and make some characters. They will make your life so much better and so much happier. Simple lines, simple face, and then next week we're going to get to some colouring in. Okay? I want to see you upload your pictures into my group. I want to see them. Homework. You know I'm a stickler for homework. Have you done the photo challenge? Get them up. I want to see how you're going. If you are having trouble, put what you've done up and I will help you. But these guys, they come alive on their own. Simple lines. Alright? So I will see you in a few days with a colouring video. It's not going to be anything groundbreaking because you guys know how to shade a face already. These little guys are just using different colours. So a lot of my creatures are green for some reason. I always seem to pick up the green pencil or the yellow or stuff like that. But they are very simple colours. And you don't add too much to them or they'll get lost. This Raven here wants to hang out with me. She always does that. So, I want to see some creatures. Do you want to see some creatures? Let's get some creatures happening. And then we'll start colouring them and then we'll start implementing them into our journal pages. A lot of them just pop up. Sometimes they're there first and sometimes they turn up to the party once a page is started. But either way, they make my life a lot better. Alright guys.